Oh, it's the other baby. Hi, babies.
Hi everybody, I'm JellBunnz and I draw things sometimes. This is going to be a solo video this Friday. Sorry, we had plans to do something together, but so much happened this week, and so we decided to launch my solo video early for the Friday video release. And today I am going to be showing you one of the ways in which I use my sketchbook to go from just kind of sketchbook material into a full illustration digitally. And this time what I was doing was I basically looked around Pinterest, saw what Pinterest had for me based off of my interests, and then decided to doodle things that I saw, but with the twist that what I saw had to be turned into a cat. So like there was this really cute Victorian maid image, and I made like a Victorian maid but she's a cat. And there was a really cute like sort of forest cabin girl, so I drew her but she was a cat. And there was this adorable little kid in a raincoat and a rain hat, and I instantly decided, okay, we have to do this as a cute little scene. And I had a square to work with, so I kind of tried to make everything sort of rounded, sort of like a fisheye lens might show a scene. I just instantly figured, all right, well, with a square canvas shape, this might make the most sense. So I didn't have any solid ideas other than whatever this kid is surrounded by, I want it to be on kind of a curve. And then I started thinking about myself in middle school, walking home from school in the rain, and just sort of what that felt like. And where I grew up, it was very suburban. You know, had like just rows and rows of houses. They didn't all look the same, but you know, you got lost in the rows and rows of houses. And I was very fortunate that I didn't have to walk super far between my house and my school. And then I just kind of thought of the landscape in that area, lots of bushes, lots of overgrown front lawns. So I just sort of started adding in all of those elements into the sketch. And then, as you can see here, I started outlining everything in Ohuhu fine liner pens. And then from there, I decided, all right, let's color it in with Ohuhu brand, not sponsored, Ohuhu brand alcohol markers, because that's probably my favorite thing to use in my sketchbook. Normally, I kind of avoid using the fine liners with the alcohol markers, but since I knew this was more of just like for a concept and not so much a nice sort of piece where I'm practicing using the colored pencils on top of the Ohuhu markers, which is what I usually do, I thought it would be better to block everything out with the ink. Plus, sometimes you're just kind of in the mood to do that, and it's so much more work to sketch, work with the markers, and then render on top of them with colored pencils. Like, it's a lot more time consuming, and I really kind of wanted to just get this idea on paper and then scan it and then transfer it over to the computer and then figure out what elements I wanted to change, which I changed a few little details, and then sort of the concept of the image changed a little bit. We kind of went from a rainy day to a different sort of scene, while keeping the general idea of cute little kid in a raincoat and an umbrella. So yeah, enjoy the coloring process. Okay, so I promise not a whole lot of this footage of me working on the digital portion is taken from stream. I lost some footage while making this video, and I also forgot to hit record on my time-lapse process on CSP, so I had to sort of splice in some some of my live stream footage. Sorry if the VTuber avatar, that is me moving around in the foreground, is bothersome. This is the only footage I have of me starting the sketch, or the line work, sorry. I wanted to point out though that the lines were temporary. I didn't plan on keeping them. They were there so I knew where everything went and where to color everything. So they're sort of like half line work, half sketch. Also, you may have noticed that I drew the entirety of the background instead of just the characters and the background, because I knew ahead of time that I was going to want to move the little ducklings that I added and the little cat around on the picture plane and figure out exactly where they looked best. So I thought it would really help me if I just drew the entire background scene in its whole without any gaps or anything, so it would be easy to edit everything while I was working. So really nice. It's a really nice convenience in digital art to be able to do that kind of thing. It's one of the reasons why I really like to work digitally, because I have such a hard time making decisions, and it just cuts down on so much time that you have to work if you're just gonna keep changing your mind like this. Being able to work in layers is just great, isn't it? So from here I decided to go from like a rainy, gloomy day with ducklings, because it's just such a cheery scene and such a cheery idea, that instead I made it a nice springish summer day, and the lawn sprinklers are out, and that was probably the most major change that I made. But yeah, that's how I go from sketchbook to a digital illustration. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you again next week. Don't forget to hit the little bell, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We also are on Twitter. That's where we update the most to keep you in the know of where we're going, what we're doing, and how excited we are. I'll see you next week. Bye!